Guys, let's play a little round of fill in the blank. I'm going to give you a statement about the upcoming season for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You fill in the blank, and we'll discuss why for the next 10 minutes, and then we'll bring in Wayne Randazzo to talk a little Guardians. G. Bush, you're up first. It would be blank for the Cleveland Cavaliers to run back the same core group with the same head coach next season. Fill in the blank for us. It would be what?
Career suicide. Like, you like running that back like that, bro. Like you're killing yourself, bro. What are you talking about? Dan Gilbert told you. He said specifically, and I was watching this with Brian Windhurst the other day. He said, "We are far away. We are nowhere near where we need to be." So let me explain this. So if you're nowhere near where you need to be, and you didn't change the coach. We know that James Harden is going to be signing a contract, right? And they're going to bring him back. And Donovan Mitchell is back. Koby Altman is back. Those four things are the most major things that you have. So if you're far away, what other moves besides those four moves could you make in order to get closer? So that would mean either you have to do something with Evan Mobley, or Jared Allen, but Jared Allen, we already know, does not bring anything to that he don't get you nothing back anyway. You've already moved from Darius Garland in the middle of the season to get James Harden, right? Dean Wade is what? He's a free agent. So you're telling me that the move that they need to make is with Evan Mobley. So are you going to make it or no? Because if you don't make it, guess what's going to happen? The coach either isn't going to be here next, or Koby Altman won't be here. You got to make the move. You already then got down this path. It'd be insane and suicide for your career to do that.
Earl.
For me, I think the word I would use it would be emotional. And I said on the radio last week that I'm glad the Cavaliers didn't make any emotional decisions because we're fans. We can be emotional when it comes down to the stuff. Derek can't. But emotion can backfire on you. And what I mean by that is don't be so emotional in getting caught up in the potential of the current construction of this roster to where you believe and your emotions is driving the factor of, well, Evan is going to take this step next year. And we'll have James Harden for an extended amount of time this offseason. So maybe it'll develop the chemistry and, Jalen Tyson is going to take that step back. I think all of that would just be moving off emotion as if you were a fan to just think there's going to be this natural progression to the next level. So to me, it would be emotional for the Cavs to 100% run it back.
I'm in agreement with what you guys are saying. My fill in the blank would be back bleep crazy. It's nuts. You guys have already alluded to it. I've heard, I don't remember who said this. Maybe it wasn't here. I can't remember. That, it took the Celtics a long time. They had to build. Those guys were still young. They're best players. James Harden is old. Donovan Mitchell's getting old. Like, the only young player is Evan Mobley, and at this point, he's not that young. He's been in the league long enough. If this team has shown no signs whatsoever in the playoffs that they are capable of winning a championship, as is. So your only option is to trade Evan Mobley or Donovan Mitchell, one or the other. I think we'd all agree we'd rather them trade Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
But you got to trade one of them, I think, because you have to make a drastic change to the roster. You guys said it. They didn't change the coach. They didn't change the GM. So you're saying it's not their fault. So Koby Altman, like him or not, and he's had an up and down tenure, I'd say more good than bad. He's not afraid to be aggressive.
No, he's not.
They're not.
And so let's go. It's time again, Koby. You got to be aggressive.
Let's just call it out. They're not good enough. They are not good enough.
No.
And it's not about progression.
And Boston will be better next year. Indiana will be better next year.
Atlanta will be better next year.
Because
Orlando.
you keep saying teams are, we're going to beat, listen, Cade Cunningham will be better next year.
Yeah.
You think you're going to beat them? They're going to stand.
They're not going to stand pat. They're going to look to get some other.
Come on now. You know it's not good enough. Quit doing that.
And like y'all said, man, we've just we've fallen short of reaching our goal. But in my opinion, it's not for a lack of trying. It's not like Koby Altman has just been sitting there
I agree.
and not trying to make these moves. I think about the preseason coming into this season, how him and Kenny Atkinson talked about DeAndre Hunter having the best summer of all the players on the team. And Kenny Atkinson spent a lot of time with him defining out what his role would be on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it never panned out to be anything. You make a trade for Lonzo Ball, and you're thinking you're getting a viable backup point guard that can give you a little bit of something and defend, and Lonzo Ball was shot. It was over with. So to make those moves and then realize early on these moves are not working, and be able to get yourself out of that situation to get a James Harden, a Keon Ellis, and a Dennis Schroeder, I just look at a man in Koby Altman who is really doing all he can to put the pieces together, and he is starting to realize, you know what, even if this is my baby that I birthed, if some of this is not looking right, I got to move on and move forward. It's just two things real quick from the beginning of last season that we got so far away from. One, DeAndre Hunter having this huge impact on the Cleveland Cavaliers. He ended up on the Sacramento Kings. Two, everybody and their mama said that Evan Mobley had to be the best player for the Cavaliers to accomplish their goal. Well, by the time we got to the end of the season, Kenny Atkinson was saying Evan works best in the midst of what we do.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, Kobe was emotional when he first became GM, signed Kevin Love to that extension. That was emotional.
Yeah.
And it was one of the worst moves he made.
But we had never known behind the scenes if that was a Dan Gilbert thing, just with his name on it.
You're right.
I don't care if you call it emotional, stingy, angry,
it was crazy.
happy. You better do something. I don't care what emotion you need
go.
to tap into. You get the Care Bears together.
We've been putting all our eggs in the Giannis basket. If Giannis don't want to come here or the Cavs can't trade for him, they're going to need to find another option. That'll be something we'll get to in the future. Wayne Randazzo, he's regularly the play-by-play voice of the Los Angeles Angels, but he also does Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. He'll be calling the game between the Guardians and Rangers in Arlington tonight. We'll talk to him next on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.